Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Blind Boys Politics, and we're here for our Monday news show. As always, Chris, how you doing tonight?
It's Monday. I don't like Mondays.
Guys, I'm surprised I'm not dead. We just celebrated Thanksgiving here at my mom's house.
May I say something?
What?
You had the freaking audacity not to invite me, especially after I found out you had pumpkin cheesecake. You got some nerve, Rod.
I'm so sorry, sir. I'm so sorry, Baker. I'm sorry.
You should be. You got some freaking nerve.
And my cat's yelling, too. That's fun.
He's mad because he didn't get any turkey.
But no, I'm on the verge of going into a food coma. But then Chris reminded me that I had to record, so here I am.
It's Monday. Monday.
With our Monday show.
It's a Monday morning.
I'd say that's good enough for Broad Street.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, I'm getting really used to being here on a Monday. I don't know. I feel like, the last couple of weeks I was like, Mondays, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like, it's Monday!
We're back into the swing of things. We're back into the rhythm. We have a bit more energy after the election stuff, kind of ran its course. Now we're just kind of in a waiting stage.
Just a tad.
Yeah, or
I say tad.
I guess what you could call settled down. Settled down for us because there's we don't have to watch election stuff for hours on end like we did before. But
we say we, but we really mean my mentally brain's just staring in front of the TV and us both starting to just cry.
Yeah.
Nick, in 2024, I think we need to learn our lessons and take shifts of watching it.
Yep. Probably a good idea. Instead of both of us just watching it the entire time.
Can someone remind me in 2024? Because Lord knows
I'll set a reminder on my phone.
Yeah, the likelihood of you even remembering to set the reminder is...
That's fair. I need a reminder to set the reminder, and even then I'll forget to make that reminder. My brain is sad sometimes.
I would say I'd stick a sticky note to your head with it written on there, but you wouldn't be able to read it.
Oh, God. But yeah.
I'll get someone to put Braille on it, because if I did it in Braille, it'd be a lot of gibberish.
Yeah.
But let's move into some news.
Yeah, all right. So this week, we've been talking about it a lot, but it stays up on the radar. That's COVID and everything going on with that. So we start with some economic stuff because 750,000 people applied for unemployment last week. This is pretty much in reaction to government shutdowns and restrictions that have been going on recently to try and stop the spread and try to calm things down here in the country.
Now, this is the first time layoffs have risen this high in 5 weeks. This is a sign that the economy is getting worse with the third wave coming, already hitting some states, and some states hasn't even experienced the third wave yet. But it's a sign to come.
Right, and right now, I mean, Hawaii, out of all the states, is the only one to just kind of have a steady, flat curve on the whole thing.
Nick,
what's that?
I got 2 things to say.
Okay.
A, I can already tell Elmer's on my side with this, but this is a sign that I'm meant to be in Hawaii, not New York.
Yeah, I totally understand that. I would love to be in Hawaii.
But my second thing is, remember when Europe shut down? God, what was that, like 3 weeks ago now?
A couple weeks ago now, 2-3 weeks ago.
Well, they're seeing their first decrease in cases since they put in effect a strict stay-home policy.
Yeah, I mean, I feel this kind of makes sense. You got to imagine it's going to take a little while for a policy like that to start showing positive signs. But yeah,
Now,
this is the first we're
yeah,
seeing it, and
hopefully it stays that way.
yeah, hopefully it continues to go down.
Scientists say that a harsh shutdown is the key. They say that curfews, they're really not working. They work minor, effective. They do play an impact, but not a big enough impact. They're saying harsh shutdowns like the one in Europe was a perfect example of what needs to happen to decrease COVID-19.
Right,
Now,
and just to throw in real quick, Chris, it's like when we were talking on the last episode, we got talking about the numbers, the positivity rates around the country, and you have states like I'm not going to misspeak because I don't remember the state specifically at the moment. They're escaping my mind, but you had 3 states in over the 50% positivity rate. That
paper
so
right here. Hold on 1 second. Iowa is at the highest at, oh no, South Dakota 56.34% is the highest. Iowa is the next with 51%.
yeah, so 2 states over the 50% line, and I mean, yeah, if you think minor, tiny little restrictions are going to stop a 56% positivity rate, no, it's just not going to work.
Now, not even a week ago, everyone knows, I'm sure by now, that we record the Friday show Wednesday night. So those that we told you Friday were the latest COVID numbers. Well, here it is Saturday night. Friday night's numbers was almost 200,000 new cases in one day. That is quite the jump from Wednesday night to Friday night.
Yeah,
It
it's
was over
definitely
30,000 new cases just in the span of Wednesday, Thursday.
And as we've been reporting for a few episodes now, scientists have definitely been leaning towards the understanding that if things continue the way they are, we're going to hit 200,000 cases in a single day, and it's going to continue to rise even beyond that. So that kind of goes to explain why they are suggesting that we go into a more strict shutdown situation like in Europe. And it's not even the number of cases that have continued to grow. And it's very unfortunate, but the number of deaths have continued to grow too. We have now surpassed 250,000 deaths from the virus here in the U.S.
250,000 people have lost their lives due to this virus. And unfortunately, they're saying that number could double by January rolls around.
If we don't take an initiative and take action, then yeah, we very well could see huge spikes in that. Now, Dr. Anthony Fauci, he did say that the earliest people will stop wearing masks is in 2021, and that's if everyone gets the vaccine.
Now, notice how we say if everyone gets the vaccine. We already know that studies have been done, surveys have been done. Not everyone plans on getting that vaccine right away.
Right.
So expect it to go longer than July of next year.
Yeah, it's going to be a while before we start seeing any real signs of what we considered normal before all this started. Who knows if we will ever return to a state of normality like the one that we were in before COVID hit. But there were reports that we could start to see signs of normality by, say, around April. But if you're looking for any like true signs of previous normal society, you're going to be waiting quite some time still.
Now, if you really sit back and think about it, that's just the simple fact that 250,000 people have already lost their lives. They're expecting another 200,000 people could lose their life by January. And the earliest the mask recommendation restrictions could go away is July. That's that's not something just to shake your head at. You kind of think about 250,000 people have already lost their lives and another expected 200,000. That's a big number at the end of the day.
It really is. I mean, there's no getting around that fact. 250,000. I mean, just saying that number alone, it just sounds like so many. And it is. It really is a lot of people, and it's very unfortunate that that many have passed away. So to think that that number could double, and we could see somewhere in the 400,000 deaths or even 500,000 deaths from this virus. Think about it. About 500,000 people dead from a single virus in a single country, not globally, in a single country. That is huge. It's tragic, and it's huge.
Now, moving on slightly into another topic, because we are talking about the masks. The CDC just released some information based on Kansas. What's going on there? They're saying that COVID cases have dropped 6% in 1 month after the mask requirements have been put into effect. And the counties that do not have a mask requirement, their case spread rate, positivity rate has gone up 100%.
Jeez.
So starting Wednesday, November 25th, it is a requirement in Kansas. Everyone must wear a mask.
And if you have followed New York and their numbers and their situation, or if you followed Governor Cuomo's press conferences throughout this whole thing, he said himself, the masks, we've seen the results of wearing them. It has allowed New York to go from the epicenter, one of the epicenters in this country for the virus, down to the fourth best state in the country as of Wednesday, I think it was. So the masks pretty much, they're proven to work at this point. We've seen the results of them. We've seen the results of what they can do. And yeah, at this point, as I've already said, if we want to stop a spread, like if we want to stop the spread, if that's our goal, which obviously we want to do that, then the masks are going to be pertinent to that. They're going to be necessary.
Now, we can't ignore the fact that Thursday is Thanksgiving. People want to get together with their families. We can't sit here and tell you what you can and can't do. All we're going to do is tell you what the CDC has released in guidelines. After you hear the guidelines, it's up to you on what you want to do. Everyone's in a different situation. Everyone feels differently about the situation, and everyone's going to do it differently. But here are the guidelines that the CDC has issued for the upcoming Thanksgiving, because the leading experts are worried that Thanksgiving and the holiday season is going to be a huge upkick in numbers. They are saying, as I'm sure everyone's heard, it's kind of a big phenomenon right now. 10 or less people at your house. That's what they're saying. They're saying bring your own food and drink, bring your own plate and utensils, avoid the kitchen. If you're not a chef, stay out of the kitchen. They're also saying wear a mask when you're not eating, and when you are eating, don't just throw your mask on the floor, throw it on the table, put it in your pocket, things like that. And also have one person serving everyone. So, so you're not up there scooping out food and then little Billy goes and scoops food. Nope, have one person serve the food.
Right. So, yeah, it's like Chris said, a lot of scientists and the CDC and Governor Cuomo, I know because he put the 10 or less law into place. They're worried that Thanksgiving could be a huge reason that numbers spike even higher. So these guidelines, if anything, they will provide a bit more of a barrier, not even a barrier, but a bit more of a protection against you contracting COVID. Some people are saying that you just shouldn't get together at all for Thanksgiving. A lot of people have a lot of different opinions on it. Do what you feel is right. Do what you feel in your heart you should do.
Whatever makes you feel the safest, pretty much.
Exactly.
But can we move on to a different topic?
Yeah, let's move away a little bit. And we talked about the election a little bit at the beginning of the episode, so we have a little news on it, specifically about the electors and the fact that there will be an electors meeting.
Now, they are meeting December 14th. By law, nothing can change that. They are meeting December 14th to cast their vote, their electoral vote. Now, they must go with the state, just California, for example. The 55 electors in California, the popular vote in California was for Joe Biden. The electors must vote for Joe Biden in that state. That is that's law, and there's also individual state laws on that. So, someone can't go, I know that my state voted this, but I'm going to vote this. That can't happen.
So, of course, the two states that are different from this would be Maine and Nebraska. They have proportional systems rather than the winner-takes-all system that the other 48 states have. So that's why you'll see a bit of a difference in those two states as far as their elector results go. But other than that, yeah, all other 48 states, by their state laws, are required to go with the popular vote.
Now, the four key states that everyone has an eye on and is worried about is Michigan, Arizona, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania. They all went blue, so that's what the electors must vote, blue. Now, these are all run by Republican lawmakers. The lawmakers have already said they're not getting involved with any electoral changes. There are state laws that require the electors to vote with whoever wins the popular vote, like we said. And now, according to the Constitution, the only way legislators can get involved in selecting the electors for this is a tongue twister. The only way legislators can get involved in the election is if the electors, or the election itself, is quote-unquote false. That's the only way they can get involved.
Right.
There's the election fraud. There's the election fraud. Come on, there's the election fraud!
Whoa. Chris.
What?
You need to calm down. Because
there's election fraud.
You can't just go around you can't just run around the town. You can't just run around the country saying that. You need evidence.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
And to this point, none of the court cases that have been filed.
And there's been tons.
Yeah, there have been plenty of lawsuits filed. None of them have come up with any evidence that there was any kind of election fraud. And we've even reported on it in the past. Republican leaders in different states have already agreed that there was no election fraud.
Now, now that that's out of the way, you understand that the electors must go with the popular vote of their state. Certification must take place before that happens, and, certification needs to be done by December 8th. So you're going to start seeing certification just rolling in rapidly. But the main ones that, everyone's watching, the swing states, is Georgia, November 20th. That went for Biden. That's already been confirmed. Done. November 23rd is Michigan and Pennsylvania. November 24th, Nevada and North Carolina. November 30th, Arizona. December 1st, Wisconsin. And then, of course, like we said, December 14th, the electors vote.
So that's a lot of news. That's a lot of information, a lot of updates about the election, the end of the election process here. But that's what we have for you guys. Of course, on the Friday show, we'll be able to report a few of the certification results. But I'd say that's enough about the election and all of that. Let's move into one of our most popular and beloved topics on this show. The stimulus. It's back again, folks. But
can I just say something? Get it out of the way.
Go for it.
There is no new stimulus. This is all based off of the old stimulus. So
right. This is all
everyone
old
got that understand?
Yeah.
Old stimulus went way back from the spring. This is not a new stimulus. So everyone, calm down.
Right. Yeah, no, there wasn't suddenly a massive breakthrough.
Yeah.
They haven't even gotten the 2021 budget figured out yet, but
yeah. But interestingly enough, 9 million Americans still haven't received their stimulus that are entitled to their stimulus.
Now, the main reason that this is likely to be the case is because the IRS probably didn't have enough info on you to give it to you back when it was first coming out.
Now, maybe you fall under the low income category where you don't need to file taxes, or you're a college student where you are not, I repeat, not, N-O-T, not a dependent. If your parents do not claim you or any other guardians on your taxes, if they don't, you're still entitled for a stimulus, okay?
Right.
If they do claim you, sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Now, if you do fall under any of these categories that we've mentioned and you do qualify for the stimulus and you haven't received your letter yet, go to the IRS website. Then you're going to scroll down to the non-filer portal and you'll enter your information in there.
Now, today is the deadline. So if you didn't do it Monday, November 23rd, don't worry. You didn't use your stimulus. You will get it on this year's taxes when you file.
Right.
Moving into some deep, dark, depressing news.
Yeah. That news is that the CARES Act is expiring soon.
We're not telling you this to panic, but you need to know what's going on. All the programs that was implemented because of the pandemic will all expire at the end of the year. So that includes unemployment.
Right.
And as we mentioned, 750,000 new unemployment cases were filed this week. So it's a big issue still.
So if you're not aware of what exactly went into the CARES Act and what it consisted of, let me let you know. Now, these are specifically like for the unemployed, as I'm sure you know. But so first, it extended the federal unemployment benefits by 13 weeks, and also the state's allotment. And it allowed freelancers to apply also for the unemployment. Next, the Lost Wages Assistance Program, that was in the CARES Act. Now, that was an executive order, and so are these last two. The extension on the eviction moratorium, the existence of the eviction moratorium and then its extension, and then the payroll tax holiday. Those last three were all executive orders.
Now, as we mentioned earlier, this all expires at the end of the year. So pretty much the day after Christmas, this all will expire. And this, unfortunately, does impact millions of people that have either just filed for unemployment. Unemployment numbers are on the rise, like we said. And also, many people have already exhausted their unemployment benefits because you're only allowed 26 weeks a year with the CARES Act that was signed. So you might be asking yourself, what can be done to make this change? Is there anything that we can do? The only thing that can be done is the Senate and the House needs to come up with a deal. And
They have to come up with a new stimulus. That's the only way that we extend these benefits. It's the only way that we extend
and a
this
lot
coverage.
of people aren't aware that when you say stimulus, it's not just a physical check. It includes unemployment. It included the election moratorium and the eviction moratorium. It included so many things,
It includes
the
the
PPP
benefits.
loans, it was all that. So the House and Senate needs to come up with a deal before anything can be done.
Exactly. Because if things continue the way that they're going right now, which it'd be almost insane to say that they could revert back down and go back to like a low rate of things by the time that this does expire. If they don't get things together, then a lot of people are going to be left without any income, without any coverage, because a lot of people are still going to be unemployed.
And new people probably will be unemployed as well.
Right. And as we go through this third wave, more people are going to be unemployed. More businesses are going to shut down. More people are going to need that coverage. And yet no one's going to get it. People are not going to have that coverage anymore if the House and the Senate don't agree upon something. Now,
and like we said before, it's really unfortunate timing because we are in a lame duck session. We need to get a budget passed and hopes of passing a stimulus on top of so many other things that are also taking priority at this time.
And beyond that, like we said previously, I believe last episode, the House and the Senate, they're only going to be in session at the same time for 4 weeks until the end of the year. So in that 4 weeks, they have to agree upon a budget plan. They have to agree upon stimulus if they decide to tackle that. And there are other things they have to go through too. They are on such a time limit right now. It's very questionable on how much can get done.
Moving into our final topic, a very sad topic, unfortunately, but it is a big news story. It should be brought up a little bit. If you're not aware, there was a shooting in the Mayfield Mall near Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The suspect has not been caught at the time of recording, and unfortunately 7 adults were injured and 1 teen was injured. We do not know the significance of their injuries, but we do know at this time of recording they are all still alive.
Now, beyond this, there were gunshots heard near a highway in the area, which then got shut down. However, we don't know at the time of recording, if the two are related. We don't know if the two incidents were committed by the same person. There was a person arrested for the shots fired near the highway, but like I said, we don't know at the moment if the two are related. We don't know if it's the same person. So we'll just have to see how things unfold from here.
We'll wait it out, and if any big developments come, we'll sure to let you know Friday morning. But that's it for this week's Monday Morning News Show. Are you ready to get into Rapid News Nick?
All right, let's get into this. So first, a survey was done in New York where 75% of families said that they prefer and rather continue with online learning.
Governor Andrew Cuomo of New York will receive an Emmy for his 111 days of COVID press conferences that he did during the time period he was doing daily press conferences for informing the country.
There is an Alaskan town that will not see any sunlight, any daylight, for 66 days.
Donald Trump Jr. has tested positive for COVID-19.
And that is it for Rapid News. However, now to round out our show, as always, we will get into Chris's favorite topic and one of my top good news. And this week, I got a story for you guys. So, for our story this week, we go to upstate New York, where a woman was watching a live stream, and she was the only viewer on this live stream, and it was at a farm, the live stream was, and she saw a pig knock over a heating lamp. Well, it caught the barn on fire, so she called 911. The firefighters weren't going to get to the farm in time, so she was calling the farm over and over and over again until they finally picked up. And because of her calls, the people at the farm managed to save the pig just in time. And they later found out, or it was later found out, that the pig was actually pregnant. So she saved a mama pig and her little piglets. And one of the baby pigs will be named after the woman that helped save the pig's life.
And this was all done in upstate New York.
Yep. I love this story because, well,
it's a cute little story.
If you guys haven't figured out by now, I've talked about it a couple times. I'm kind of impartial to animals. I love them. They are they are some of my biggest, my favorite friends.
But that pig was lucky that night because no one else was watching it. She was the only one watching it. She said she's never watched it before and just thought, watch it, see what's going on.
Yeah, so the fact that, luck just happened to be on that pig's side that day, it's just nice to see because that pig was pregnant. And that would have meant the loss of that pig plus the babies, but they're all well. Everyone was, healthy. The pigs were healthy, or the pig was healthy, I should say. And just, it was saved, and I'm happy about that.
It is really a good story, and that's the end of this week's episode. Wednesday morning, we'll be back with another dumb law. This week, we're visiting Arizona, but of course, we'll be back here Friday morning with the regular news.
As always, gotta love it.
But until then, make sure you follow us on all social medias. The links are down in the show notes down below, so make sure you give us all a follow on Twitter. But until Wednesday morning, see ya.
Come around for some crazy content, my people.
Bye.